How you doing, guys? This is Rodriguez Repairs with another video, and today we're going to show you how to replace the spark plugs on a 2006 Lexus IS350. As you can see, this is the 3.5 model, the 6-cylinder model, as you can see with the 350, because they do make IS250s, but this is a 350 6-cylinder 3.5 liter engine. So you have a set of two banks. You have bank 1, bank 2, you have 1, 3, 5 and 2, 4, 6. Okay, I'm gonna start with this side first. Okay, as you can see, there's the ignition coils. They're under this intake boot, so we have to take this intake boot off. What you're gonna do is you're gonna loosen that clamp right there. Okay, loosen this hose here, and then you're gonna disconnect the mass airflow sensor and unclip these clips to get to the air filter, and then this boot should come off. Okay, once you do all that, guys, the intake boot should come out. Make sure you take this hose off carefully. You don't want to damage the hose or this little plastic pipe where the hose fits into. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Stuck here. No problem. Here we go. You can see, guys, this should just come off. Okay, guys, the next thing you have to do is remove the ignition coils, which you have 1, 3 and 5. Make sure you disconnect this connector here. Be very careful because these break very easily. You have to either push it, and if it becomes stubborn where it doesn't want to come out even though you push it, just get a little scry bar, pick a tiny bit of pressure on this tab here to lift it up, and then you can take the connector out. Okay, so I'm going to take all the connectors out first. Okay, guys, I disconnected all the connectors, as you can see. Okay, now make sure you take a 10mm, take these two out so you can be able to move the wire harness a little bit to the side so you can reach this 10mm down here, because right now it's like this really hard piece won't really let you access that bolt. Okay, guys, now you're able to move this to the side like this, and now it gives you access, complete access to where you need to work, which is this 10mm or next. Okay, guys, I took the ignition coils out. As you can see, they're up there. Now we can access the spark plugs. You see, they're in there, obviously. And what I'm going to be using is I have this really nice kit that has different sizes for different size spark plug. You don't need a sophisticated if you're doing this at home, because I'm an actual mechanic and I need to use these in everyday basis for different vehicles. But as long as you have your size, you know what I mean, just put it in and take the spark plug out. Okay, so we're gonna take them out and see the condition of them. So this is the spark plug that came off my vehicle, as you can see. Iridium, laser iridium. So make sure you replace it with the same kind. Do not go the cheap way route and replace it with some cheaper spark plugs. Okay, these vehicles are meant to run with these kind of spark plugs, so make sure you replace it with identical. So I'm gonna replace it with NGK laser iridium. Let me see if you can see it there. Okay, so let's put them back. This is what the box looks like on the NGK iridium laser iridium spark plug. Okay, There's a part number, see? You can kind of see it. Okay guys, before installing the spark plug, make sure you put AntiSeize on the spark plug so that it would not corrode in the cylinder, because there's a lot of heat generated there, and that way it won't give you a hard time when it's time to replace the spark plugs again, you know, because this prevents corrosion. Have you ever had instances where you try to take the spark plug out and it's just so tight and you can't take it out, and you risk breaking the spark plug, and it's going to be a huge job to try to take that spark plug out? All right, so make sure you put some AntiSeize, okay, before you install it. This is what it looks like. Let me show you. This, you can buy small packets of it, but this is what I use. Okay, just put that on the thread and you should be good. You know guys, one of the great things about these kits that I have for the spark plugs is that this is magnet. It has a magnet, so it won't fall off, which is very convenient, especially when getting into those tight places in other vehicles. See, this vehicle is pretty straightforward, but in other vehicles, you know, it takes, you know, some wiggling to insert the spark plug. So this is a real nice kit. Okay, so now we're gonna put the spark plug back inside. Make sure you hand tighten the spark plug first before you use your electric ratchet, because if you strip the thread in this spark plug, it's a big job to take it out. Okay, so make sure you tighten it with your hand, all of them, hand tighten them, and then you can tighten them, you know, with a ratchet. Okay, I got my new spark plugs in, as you can see, got those in. I'm gonna install in the reverse order. I'm gonna install my coils, install my my intake boot, and then we make sure you connect everything. You know, install in the reverse order basically. Connect all your plugs. Make sure you get your wiring harness back on here with these 10mm nuts. Then once we have everything back here ready, we're gonna go to the other bank, which is not as simple, but I'll explain to you. Okay guys, this bank is a little bit more difficult because you have the intake manifold kind of in the way of the coils, and you have this big thick wire harness here in the way as well. So what I did first is disconnect this sensor, also disconnect that sensor right there. Okay, also this wire harness has a little clip here that goes in that hole, as well as one over there. Make sure you unclip those. That gives you enough space to wiggle the wire harness away from the coil and be able to see the coil. Okay, these two over here, the 4 and 6, are easier because you can see the 10mm bolts as well as the plug, right? However, the cylinder number 2, as you can see, you can't really see that 10mm because under the intake. You're going to need a socket like this, a 10 that swivels. Okay, that way you can get in there and then use a electric wrench, or there you go. You can use an electric wrench. Electric ratchet to take this out. Okay, be very careful because you don't want that bolt just falling and then you lose it. So just slowly take it off. Make sure you use one of these, and then it should come out. Okay guys, as you can see, I removed that bolt. Okay, also once you loosen that bolt, you can literally just stick your hand in there and just unloosen it with your hand. Makes it a lot easier. I took the plug out of every coil. Oh yeah, make sure you disconnect this hose too if it's in the way. Just, you know, get it out the way. Now you're ready to take those 10mm out, so you can take the coils. Okay, on this coil, it seems like that fuel line there, it's in the way, but what you have to do is lift up the coil a little bit and then give it a twist so it can come out. Okay, I don't know if I can show you guys. You see how I twist it? Once I lift it up, and now I can take it out. There we go. You see? So you're gonna lift up and twist, and then lift up, okay? You do not need to remove the intake to remove these coils, okay? So on to the next step. Take all the coils out, replace the spark plugs, and we should be good. Okay guys, I took out the coils. Once you overcome that little hurdle about, you know, getting this wire harness out the way and that 10mm, in reality it's pretty straightforward. You know, now they're all visible. You take the spark plugs out, put AntiSeize. Most new spark plugs for newer vehicles come calibrated already, so you don't have to worry anything about that on this one. Okay, so I got my spark plugs ready. Make sure AntiSeize is on the thread. So now I'm gonna put them back in. Remember to put your coils back in, tighten them nice. Everything that you took off, you just put basically like you took it off, you put it on. All right, and after that, that should be it. Thanks for watching.